Guys,
Hey,
scary time.
where are you going?
I'm going to get my wallet.
Bring me my red bag with my makeup.
Who got my car?
That's my car, man. Let that man leave him alone.
Who came to my place without telling me? Are you mad?
Hey, you can move the chair.
No, she's not going to.
Hey, shut up. Hey, what you saying? Talking about.
Damn.
19 couples, 7 levels. This is the iceberg of 90 Day Fiance's most chaotic couples.
I low-key miss watching 90 Day Fiance with you guys.
A guide to the relationships that redefine the word toxic.
There's your cake, Michael.
We'll start with the shocking age gaps and
Oh,
financial
we watched
scams,
this
but as
one.
we descend, we uncover hidden marriages, violent arrests, and an 18-year prison sentence. Let's start at the tip of the iceberg.
Be back, hurry back. Boo-boo.
Disclaimer. Level 1. Mark and Nikki. Age gap and treating Nikki like a child.
Dude, we watched
Mark
this
and Nikki's
one.
arc on season 3 of 90 Day Fiance from 2015 became infamous the moment viewers realized the sheer size of their age gap. Mark was in his late 50s, while Nikki was just 19.
That's nuts, bro. That was nuts, bro. It was like 56 and she was 19. Like, is there any way she likes him for any more reason than to get citizenship or to get... Say again, that was crazy. Insane. Like, he's got a huge bank account. He didn't. Once she got there, she was like, "What about the stuff you're gonna buy me?" And he couldn't actually buy her a bunch of stuff, and that's why they had problems. You might say it in it. You might say it.
Young. She is 19. Young, young, young. In the Philippines, they think in marriage as a team, and there's not the tug of war that you find in American relationships. I love that.
Every encounter between them seemed to reinforce how out of sync they were, but none of that truly landed until Mark started making direct comparisons between Nikki and his ex-wife. Not only was Mark's ex also Filipina, she had spent years in the same family dynamic Nikki was now supposed to accept. That parallel wasn't subtle. Mark repeatedly referenced it as if he expected Nikki to slip right into another woman's blueprint.
That's
the
crazy.
moment when Nikki was scolded for touching the car's
Love you
window
so
became
much,
a
Liv.
defining scene. Mark didn't
Good night,
simply
good night.
ask her not to do it. He explained that it was a rule for his kids and didn't seem to notice how bizarre that sounded when talking to someone he planned to marry. The interaction revealed a steady creep of condescension. Mark policed how Nikki acted in his space, ignoring the fact that she was an adult. It showed that he saw her as someone to manage, not someone to respect. Throughout the season, Mark's attitude
this
toward
guy's
Nikki
kind of a
went
white knight.
beyond nitpicking. He put her on a tight timeline about huge life decisions like whether to have children.
It's been a difficult week, and you know, there are ways to alleviate a lot of your issues, and one of them is birth control.
But I don't feel taking.
He gave her just one
That's
day
crazy.
to
He's
decide while
creepy.
hanging the possibility of ending the relationship over her head. He imposed strict rules about the house, criticized how she spent downtime, and refused to interact with her if she was holding a knife in the kitchen, framing each of these boundaries as if they were totally natural. Fans were quick to call Mark's behavior
was
controlling,
nuts.
but it was the insistent paternal undertone that left people unsettled. Watching Nikki navigate these rules, viewers saw a dynamic where she had little power. The gap in age became impossible to separate from the gap in control. They were later ranked
Bro,
as
this
the
one was so toxic. That's
7th
fucked.
of the
He's
worst
creepy.
couples in the franchise. Caesar and Maria. Man sent $40,000 to woman he's never met.
God damn, Caesar, bro, hit me up. Where you at,
Caesar
bro?
Mack and Maria Devine made viewers do double takes almost immediately. Before the 90 Days Season 3, Caesar transferred more than $40,000 to Maria, rarely questioning
was a
where all
biddy.
the money actually went.
She needs to buy clothes for herself. She needs to pay for the cable, internet. So every time I get a paycheck, I send her money. Over the years, I've sent
$40,000 to Maria.
Romance came second to
Maria.
finance, as for over 5 years, Caesar, a nail technician from North Carolina, fell for Maria, a Ukrainian woman he'd only chatted with online. He sent
Damn.
$800 a month, which covered bills, gifts, and Maria's supposed travel expenses, sometimes even extra money for
Bro
canceled
was
plane
down
tickets to
bad
Mexico,
shit.
the place they planned to finally meet in person. But Maria kept finding excuses. Once Caesar's account couldn't cover the ticket, Maria disappeared again, leaving him alone in Cancun, clutching chocolates and an engagement ring meant for a proposal that never happened.
Maria's supposed to
Damn.
be here in Mexico with me right now, but I just found out that her reservation was canceled. I don't know why Maria didn't tell me this earlier.
Every season tends to have one couple
Bro,
whose
these
situation
people are like, I've never seen people that are like so just like in denial. Just like, I can't believe it got canceled. Like, bro, how do you believe that it got canceled? Like, seriously, bro?
feels more like a cautionary tale than a romance, and Caesar and Maria checked all the boxes. Catfishing suspicions circled, especially when Caesar revealed he'd never video called Maria and only ever heard her voice. Even after their split in Mexico, Caesar dropped another $2,000 for Maria's bills, holding out for a turnaround. But instead, Maria finally
Damn.
made a remote appearance on the Tell All episode, where she confessed she was never truly interested in Caesar.
Were you physically attracted to him at the time?
No way.
She bluntly
She was a
announced she
scammer.
wasn't attracted to him and had been chatting with other men during the entire relationship. Critics noted that Maria
That's
kept up her social
nuts.
media presence, dismissing the money controversy and denying she ever got as much as Caesar claimed. Meanwhile, Caesar claimed closure only much later, after he reportedly traveled to Ukraine to meet Maria off camera, though no physical evidence of this meeting exists.
That's nuts, bro.
Level 2. Ashley and Jay's infidelity.
Check my
From their I
whispers.
Do in Las Vegas to settling down at their place called home. Ashley and Jay's story on
You talking
season
about-
6 of 90 Day Fiance is remembered for how fast their wedding bliss crumbled into something viewers could hardly believe. Barely settling into marriage, Ashley discovered Jay using dating apps to contact other women just days after their wedding.
That's crazy. You remember the Jamaican guy? The one with the Crackle Barrel?
Ashley picked up Jay's phone, found a dating app, and instantly realized he'd already started seeking strangers online less than a week after promising to be faithful.
A few days after our wedding ceremony, I found out that Jay had made a profile for a dating app and was talking to multiple women
Damn, what a joke.
and even inviting them to my house.
There was no slow build-up to conflict,
And he was gonna sling pipe in her house.
just straight betrayal. Ashley was unable to comprehend how quickly things had fallen apart and how public the betrayal had become, so viewers sat with her as she processed the news. Ashley's destruction was obvious, and Jay's attempts to defend or downplay his actions did nothing to ease the pain. The cameras followed her reaction as she tried to confront Jay and piece together the reality of her new husband's double life. Jay wasn't just chatting on apps,
Damn.
he'd also been arranging
Why is he so on fire yet?
meetings with others.
He's a winner.
For Ashley, personal heartbreak was only part of the fallout from this discovery. It was also public embarrassment and a feeling of being doubly deceived as the incident played out on national television. Jay's indifference compounded things because Ashley was
God
met
damn.
with defensiveness instead of contrition. At no point did she receive validation or genuine remorse, which left her struggling through the emotional wreckage on her own.
What the do you mean whose fault is it? What the do you mean whose fault is it?
Despite their best efforts,
That's
the couple wasn't
nuts.
able to move past the incident. Jay was repeatedly caught messaging and meeting other women, leading to
Bro, some dudes are so horny.
cheating scandals. The trust collapsed so quickly that Ashley filed for divorce 3 times in less than a year.
That's nuts. 3
Usman
times.
and Kimberly. Usman's mother wanted him to have a second wife. Would you date your fan? Usman has a
That's
music
crazy.
career, and it definitely reached people,
3 times. That's crazy. That's why I didn't end up with my crush. Wait, why?
especially Kimberly. All is well, but Usman and Kimberly's relationship on 90 Day Fiance reached a breaking point when the supposed maternal love of Usman's parents and family tradition came into play.
In order for me to stay here tonight and not go home, you need to do something big. Until you prove it and you prove I'm the one, I don't even want to be around you, seriously.
Kimberly had already made a huge emotional compromise just to be with Usman, but the idea of being a second wife cut incredibly deep.
Bro.
She thought love would be enough, but now the reality of the situation started to unravel right in
I'm tired of people hating on my Mormonism too, bro.
front of her. Suddenly, she felt humiliated, disposable, and almost sidelined by tradition, even as Usman calmly explained that this was a requirement. He told her, essentially, that his family's wishes came before her feelings, something she hadn't expected.
Like me allowing him to have a second wife, that's a lot for me in my culture. I can't have children. I'm 51 years old. I have a 26-year-old son.
Usman's mom even introduced him to Faridat, a young woman she saw as the ideal choice to provide them with children. But Faridat refused to play second fiddle after hearing she'd need to share Usman and split her household with Kimberly. What's striking is how public and transactional the whole process felt. The blessing letter from Usman's family actually spelled out Kimberly's obligations. She was supposed to approve future marriages, allow Usman to return to Nigeria several times a year for visits, and agree to the second wife arrangement so his lineage would be secure. Kimberly read these expectations.
Bro, honestly, chat, I am coming out as Mormon right now. There's no jokes, nothing aside. Yo, this is who I am.
Allowed, and her face fell.
Okay, Kimberly must allow
Congrats.
Usman to visit his
Thanks.
family in Nigeria every quarter. Kimberly must allow Usman to marry a young lady in the future to enable her.
Usman never lost his
The wives
composure.
you hate, bro. Hell yeah, bro. I love being Mormon, chat. It's that easy.
Confrontation, even when Kimberly started to break down. He maintained that this was a cultural reality, almost comforting in its predictability for him, but it looked deeply unsettling from Kimberly's point of view.
See, Turk?
In one scene, Usman simply
Praise
insisted
God.
that this had to
Woman doesn't
happen,
have those
claiming the
perks.
arrangement was normal, even advantageous, while Kimberly sobbed. His direct statement, "If you love me, this is what you have to accept," lingered, suggesting that the relationship was conditional and not based on equal respect. It turned into a conflict between values as well as personalities, and neither partner was able to completely resolve it.
How do they even have any chemistry? Like, what's the connection here?
Usman calmly steered Kimberly toward a future that felt more like a contract than a partnership, while the audience watched her struggle with whether love is worth being treated as an option instead of a priority.
Yeah, dang.
Brandon and Julia. Julia forced to take birth control by Brandon's mother.
That's
Brandon
nuts.
and Julia's story on 90 Day Fiance grabbed hold from the moment Julia arrived in Virginia, only to face the reality that her relationship will never really be just about her
Like
and
Allie. Allie's still
Instead, it
paying her
unfolded under the
dues.
watchful eyes and
His
hands-on
mother.
control of
That's crazy.
Brandon's parents, especially Betty, who instantly
Oh,
set strict
Lord. Oh, you can already tell, bro. If the mom looks like a snapping turtle, you're cooked.
rules for the couple.
When we in a one place together, we always fight. We always have like,
Really?
hey,
You're shaking your head. You're like, this is true.
Mm-hmm. It is true.
Julia barely stepped onto the farm before being told where she can sleep. Definitely not in Brandon's room, but in a separate space across the hall, which seemed to turn her role from fiancé to
Why do all these dudes who bring these fiancés over from other countries, one common theme is they live with their parents? You remember that, chat? Like, all the dudes are like, yeah, I still live with my mom and dad. I guess that's why they're getting mail order brides, because, like, what the fuck?
an unwelcome guest from the start. That first morning, Julia learned she was
Bob
expected to help
Ross.
tend the farm. Not
Love my
just
boy
pitching
Bobby.
in, but following instructions that left her exhausted
She's billing
and
Bob
resentful.
Ross.
She never signed up for farm labor, but each time she protested, there
Ask
was
for
Betty
bros.
reminding her everyone helps here.
What's
It
that?
was supposed to be a shared experience, but for Julia, the farm
And
became
people
a
order
prison
women.
with her every move monitored.
Betty told me I need work at farm today, but I don't know how.
Tension boiled over when Betty brought up
Damn.
contraception. In one of the most unsettling scenes of the entire season, Betty insisted that Julia needs birth control regardless
Carrier
of Julia's
shoot.
objections.
Instead of
The
the
topic isn't
US.
dropped, it's hammered over it.
Yeah, bro. I do see a lot of things of people like saying women outside of the United States are better to date from other countries and shit. Listen, bro. America.
Over until Betty goes as far as making doctor's appointments and offering to drive Julia personally.
That's crazy.
One of the things that we're concerned about is she has not been on any form of birth control. And they really are not planning on starting a family just yet.
Julia appeared confused and upset, powerless to make her own decision about her future. No
He
one
lied
stopped
and
to
said
ask
he had his
Julia
own
what
place.
she wanted.
He did? Bro, what a bum.
Betty treated her like a child, demanding compliance while
Propaganda.
Brandon remained silent. Instead
Men
of
from
support,
here.
Julia
I mean, hey, listen, bro. I'm neither, bro.
found herself isolated, forced into uncomfortable choices by people who barely let her speak. Fans flooded social media with outrage. Her birth control is none of her parents' business, one viewer writes, echoing the shock many felt as Julia was pressured into medical decisions that should be hers alone. But we wouldn't control you or your life decisions here. We'll just continue making videos that you'll like, if you hit that subscribe button.
Shut up. Chat.
Level
Bro, fuck the subscribe button, bro. Hit the link above in chat.
3. Sumit and Jenny. 60-year-old woman moves to India to be with a catfish. Sumit's story with Jenny actually started in a pretty unnerving way. He catfished her online as a made-up young model named Michael Jones when in
That looks like a Michael Jones.
reality, he was a 30-something call center worker in India. Jenny thought she had been chatting with this model, but the truth came out once Sumit fell for her and decided to come clean.
Fell for her?
Jenny to run for the hills after learning she'd been lied to for so long, but instead she forgave
Good
him.
pause moment. Bro, she looks like something. I just can't put my finger on it. Grow up, that's crazy.
She decided to take a risk, packing up her life in America and moving to India. It was an enormous leap considering how their entire relationship started.
It feels amazing. It's almost like a dream come true. Well, it is a dream come true. It's what I wanted. It's all I wanted.
At first, things weren't easy. Sumit's family had absolutely
Damn.
no idea Jenny existed or that Sumit was
Bro,
seeing an
surprised her,
American woman.
especially to
He kept
India.
Jenny hidden away.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, India scares me, bro. From Monsters Inc. Yes, I see that, but I think it's a monster from Dead by Daylight or something.
And anytime his family got too close, Sumit scrambled to spin more stories to keep their relationship protected. The couple tried living together far away from Sumit's family, hoping to avoid attention while planning a future together. But the secrecy took over. The sense that something was wrong grew stronger
What you're
for Jenny as
saying, I
Sumit
can't
started
think of
vanishing
it.
for days,
Resident
claiming
Evil,
family
maybe.
duties. No one suspected what was really
Better
happening
than
behind
this.
closed doors. Jenny was isolated, unsure what to believe, and depended on Sumit's word to make sense of their situation.
Bro was
Then
ashamed of
everything
his
unraveled
old biddy.
spectacularly one night. Jenny received a phone call and Sumit abruptly told her to lock the doors, hinting something serious was brewing. Suddenly, Sumit's family appeared at the door and dropped the truth bomb. Sumit was married to another woman. He had desperately hidden this double life from Jenny from the very start.
There was a knock on my door.
Bro was
I opened
also-
it, and there was a man
Dude!
named Sumit. I'm Sumit's wife's father. He's married to my daughter for the last 2 years. I didn't know how to react. I didn't know what.
Bro, Summit, bro, what? Yeah, I know him from DBD. Yes! That's what it is. Thank you, brother. Wow. Bro was... Oh! Bro, the dog. Throw him in the doghouse, am I right, chat? I'm gonna take this dog to the pound. I'm gonna put this dog down, am I right? Some euthanization.
to do. I was scared.
Jenny watched helplessly as Sumit's family and his family packed into their small apartment, causing uncontrollable chaos and conflict. Shell-shocked and unable to comprehend that her partner had kept such an important aspect of his life hidden, Jenny withdrew. The man she risked everything for was unable to shield her from the consequences, shattering her trust and leaving her feeling lost and ashamed in a foreign land.
All dogs go to
I really
heaven.
hurt my self-esteem hearing all the
Reason when they don't have to leave the country to find loser men, there's plenty in the U.S. Clerk it.
horrible things that Smith's mom was saying about me all of these years.
Wow, can you believe that the man who started their relationship with a lie lied again? Despite all this, Jenny still kisses Summit goodbye. Salute to her, I guess.
Bruh, she was just happy to touch
Jorge
him,
and
man.
Anfisa, an honest gold digger and a compulsive
I
liar.
remember this one.
Jorge and Anfisa stand out for all the wrong reasons in 90 Day Fiancé history. From their first days together, the relationship ran hot with hostility, suspicion, and big expectations on both sides. Anfisa
The
never
hard
tried to hide her
watch.
agenda. She practically spelled out that her interest in Jorge was about his perceived wealth, and she openly admitted as much on camera.
If he proposed to me with some cheap ring, think I'm not gonna marry him?
I want to make Anfisa happy, but I can't get her a ring that's gonna take me 50 years to pay off.
That kind of bluntness
That's crazy,
is rare,
bro.
but it set the tone for nearly every encounter they had. The two were
She
rarely
was really
seen without an
a open
argument
gold
either
digger.
simmering or boiling over, whether it was about money, lies, or Anfisa's demands for gifts and the lavish lifestyle Jorge kept promising but couldn't really provide. The tension always felt seconds from erupting, and it did in ways that stunned viewers, even for a reality show known for its drama. At one point, Anfisa booted Jorge out of their apartment after a
Oh
fight.
yeah, bro. I remember she kicked him out of his own apartment, bro. He was such a beta. She's
Locked
me,
him
I
out
fear.
entirely, forcing him to
You gold
sleep
digger?
elsewhere.
You
She
gold
didn't let up.
digging?
During another notorious blow-up, Jorge discovered that Anfisa had keyed the word idiot into the driver's side of his SUV. She confirmed on camera, blunt as ever,
Yeah.
that she did it and shrugged off questions about her motive. The sight of Jorge tracing the scratches on his car's paint, reading that single mocking word, became one of the show's most unforgettable images. It made clear that their dynamic had crossed a line, moving far beyond reality TV messiness. Alongside these public explosions, Anfisa took her frustration out on Jorge's phones over and over, not only deleting messages but outright smashing them, sometimes cutting him off from his
Damn.
family by force. The pattern wasn't subtle, and nearly every dramatic clash, something would end up broken
Girl
or
was
Jorge would be
crazy.
kicked out. Viewers became accustomed to witnessing destruction as a regular feature of their relationship.
Hey,
What?
where are you going?
I'm going to get my wallet.
Bring me my red back with my makeup.
Even outside of
God
arguments,
damn.
Anfisa's threats and insults were
Why are there so many sour, angry people like that in the world? Like it can't be enjoyable to exist like that. Use my own money for
routine. She
Money
called
bag
Jorge
yellow
stupid,
brain.
or worse, almost as punctuation. For his part,
not.
Jorge often looked deflated,
Middle
but
school
rarely
bullies.
fought
She
back,
really
sometimes
does.
trying
Like,
to
she
laugh
looks like
off
a
her
bully.
intensity, other times just absorbing it
A
in
lot of
silence.
filler and Botox.
And Fisa's lack of remorse left fans reeling. There wasn't much attempt to hide her attitude toward Jorge. She wasn't coy about using him for whatever he could offer, but when those fantasies didn't materialize, the results were genuinely unsettling for anyone watching. Ed and Rose. Ed's lack of respect and trust toward Rose.
I never.
Ed and Rose's
Oh
time
my
in the
god, the most. Bro, I feel like this is the most iconic one.
Gay Fiance instantly became the talk of the town because their dynamic was so unequal straight from the first episode. Viewers felt they were witnessing something that wasn't just awkward, it was mind-boggling. Ed's arrival in the Philippines set the
Jeez.
tone. Complaints about the weather, living conditions, and food landed with a peculiar sense of self-importance.
Listen, I'm dying. I'm like so hot right now.
Bro, that is such an unfortunate looking individual, Big Ed.
Yeah.
So normal. So the people the same.
I'm soaking wet.
I know,
Rose,
I
I know.
know.
I want to go.
Rose, only 23 and trying to make the best of everything, barely had a chance to speak up before Ed started criticizing her breath, buying her mouthwash and toothpaste as if it were a thoughtful gesture.
One of the first things I noticed, even at the airport, you know, was her breath, but I didn't know how to bring it up. And
The body dysmorphia. Bro, I never watched this season. I didn't realize what a fucking ass he was. He survived a car crash. He has no neck. He's built like a chicken nugget. He's built like Grimace.
I don't think she realizes it.
Rose was humiliated and caught off guard, trying to process how this man she'd been talking to online could speak to her like she's inferior and expect her to be grateful for it. Fans have debated how much of what Ed did could be considered cringe versus outright disrespectful, but the scene that sticks with most people is probably the dinner where he asked Rose to get herself tested, a question that showed zero awareness of her feelings. He told her he wouldn't ask her about her past anymore if she took the test, but he wouldn't take one himself, making a claim
What
that
the
he
fuck?
just needs reassurance and it's normal for Westerners.
Bro, that's insane, bro. He's treating her like he's like ordering her. He's like, all right, I'm buying her. I gotta make sure she's tested and clean before I take her. Like, dude, what the fuck?
You want to test me, I feel you would not trust me. So I feel offended.
Rose, confused and obviously upset,
I'm
responded that
speechless.
he doesn't trust her. The whole
better
exchange
do
turned
it
stomachs,
too.
not because Ed was worried about his health, but because he clearly
Jesus.
assumed the risk only came from Rose and that he deserved answers, but she didn't. The power dynamics here aren't subtle. Ed's older, wealthier, and arriving in Rose's country with the attitude of a customer.
Jesus.
He controls the narrative, and she's supposed
How
to
does
make
he even
changes
wear
for
that
him.
helmet?
She needs to shave her legs for him and submit to his testing demands.
How does
for
that even
his
stay on his
comfort,
head?
Never for hers. The show captured her discomfort, but the way Ed rationalized his actions made it more troubling, especially after he insisted on bringing up her social media or past relationships, always hinting that her intentions could be suspicious. Rose held her ground sometimes, even going online post-filming
She's
to
more
say she
rich
was
than
embarrassed
him.
and that
Dead
Ed had
ass.
lied to her and used her for fame. Chantel and Pedro. Family dinner erupts
I remember
into a
this
fight.
one.
If you hide things about your partner from your family, expect things to not go your way. Chantel and Pedro's relationship on 90 Day Fiance peaked during
Chantel
an
was
infamous
such a
family
crazy
dinner
bitch.
that turned what should have been a simple sit-down into a full-scale drama.
All I'm trying to do is bring our families together.
Estás mintiendo.
Hey, you can move the chair.
No, she's not going to.
Hey, what you say? Talking about.
There was tension
That's
in the air before
crazy.
anyone took their seat, with Chantel's
She was
family
kinda
on edge
airheaded.
over
Oh,
recent
she was a
disrespect
bitch.
they felt from Pedro's sister. These simmering issues didn't stay hidden for long. As soon as the conversation turned uncomfortable, lines were drawn. Pedro defended his sister and Chantel's family pushed back, each side bracing for a battle neither seemed willing to back away from.
You know what your family think about me? What your family think about my sister? It's only put more, put more fire in the situation.
It starts with harsh words, but quickly spiraled
Jesus.
beyond what anyone expected. Chantel's brother River and Pedro were suddenly yelling across the table. Fists began flying, plates crashed, in the chaos everybody seemed to get involved.
That's
Family
nuts.
members physically lunged at each other, and it became impossible to tell who was trying to separate who and who was just adding fuel to the fire.
I've never seen anybody
That's fucking
do anything like
nuts.
this in front of me before, and
Imagine
let
that
alone
being
my
your
husband.
family, chat.
The production crew reportedly had to step in to break things up as everything unraveled. Chantel was left
Came
in
and
tears,
got
physically
involved.
separated from Pedro, and the dinner table was reduced to a disaster zone. It was a fierce scene made even more intense by the trapped feelings on everyone's faces as they realized there was no just walking away. No matter what was said or done, the fractures had already grown far beyond repair.
Whose hair got ripped out? What the fuck?
Level 4. Jasmine and Gino. Gino sent Jasmine's private photos to his ex.
What the fuck?
Jasmine and Gino's saga on 90 Day Fiance was like watching a relationship spiral out of control in real time, with every
Gino
episode
looks
tossing
like a
out
villain,
new
bro.
explosions and even less trust than before.
I really
The
fell in
fuck?
love
Oh boy.
with a ghost. He doesn't exist. It's just my imagination. It's not
is...
Everyone talks about their fights, shouting, tears, and those dramatic walkouts. Sometimes over nothing but Gino's inability to answer Jasmine's question straight, or
Jesus, she's
Jasmine's
so
relentless
cute.
anxiety over exes she's never even met. Viewers quickly picked up on the pattern. Jealousy is everywhere, fueled partly by old wounds and Gino's vague responses. Jasmine accused Gino of hiding messages, money, and pretty much any interaction with another woman.
Bro, Gino's gonna cheat on that? I thought she was cheating on him. He's cheating on her? Bro.
Often interrogated him until he caved or walked away in frustration. But none of that chaos compared to the day Jasmine discovered Gino had forwarded her private photos to his ex. It started with her snatching his phone, convinced he was hiding something. There, in his messages, were images she'd only ever sent him, photos she trusted him to keep just between them. She confronted him right on camera, her voice cracking with anger and disbelief.
So explain this to me because this is just a screenshot and I have never sent this to anyone but just to you. Look!
Gino stammered, denied, then finally admitted he sent the images, trying to justify it as a move to make his ex jealous.
What the fuck? Bro, you're using your new girl's nudes to your ex to make her jealous? That's just creepy.
Jasmine, on the verge of tears, realized that
There's
the
a
person
logic
she'd
in
risked
that.
so much for wasn't above betraying her in a deeply personal way for attention or ego points with someone from his past. What followed was raw humiliation. Jasmine broke down, not just upset about the breach itself, but about what it revealed. Her trust in Gino shattered, replaced with questions about what else he might do behind her back. For many viewers, the worst part was the way Gino shrugged the whole thing off in confessionals, saying he only wanted to show off how attractive his girlfriend was, as if that explanation made any of it okay.
Some people are the
Online,
fucking
the moment
worst.
set off waves of criticism, not just toward Gino, but the entire relationship, which even other cast members called toxic on camera. It didn't even end with the apology. Jasmine allegedly lost her teaching job because those photos were sent to her boss.
No
Another
way.
ripple from one act that exposed how a relationship already teetering on dysfunction
What is wrong with this
full on
dude?
into public humiliation.
He sent nudes of
and
her?
lasting
Yeah.
scars.
He leaked her nudes.
Mary and Brandon,
His dick,
24/7
no.
video call and extreme jealousy. They made it clear on the show that their phones never got a break. Mary and Brandon's journey on 90 Day Fiance struck viewers as a vivid example of complete and constant surveillance.
I spend every single hour, every single minute, every single second on video call with Mary every single day.
Video calls ran through the night, into the bathroom, even stretching into mundane errands like dentist appointments, which forced Brandon to FaceTime Mary just to prove he was alone. Far from typical long-distance anxieties, this dynamic turned into a 24/7 monitoring routine that neither seemed capable of shutting off no matter how draining it became.
What the fuck? Really is for us to serial killer glass the whole person. This is basically my stream chat.
Every episode unpacked another example of how this need to check up on each other bled into every corner of their lives. Mary openly admitted she dropped out of college and even stopped modeling and dancing, all because Brandon couldn't handle the idea of her talking to or being near men.
Are they
Brandon
both
confessed he
just
lost jobs
so insecure and in love with each other, or what? Which one is it? Insecure, insanely in love with each other? What the fuck?
because he wasn't allowed to sign off his phone. The cycle of checking up and shutting the world out grew so intense that Mary would get upset, sometimes to the point of tears or angry text tirades, if she even suspected Brandon of interacting with any women.
Yippee.
This happened whether it was in public, at
Secure.
work, or even just the unfortunate reality of sitting next to a woman on a plane. But it never really brought peace. Brandon grew equally fixated, demanding to know about any guys Mary might interact with, escalating to fights the moment she posted a dance video or was seen talking to a male friend. Both wielded jealousy like a weapon, always threatening to leave or block each other if the other stepped out of line. The worst was how they normalized it. Instead of seeing the obsession as a warning sign, they framed it as proof that no other couple loved like them.
They're insane.
Dorks! Instead of seeing
Honestly,
this
they're
obsession
kinda
as
goals.
a warning sign, they framed it as proof that no other couple loved like them.
She's a baddie. I guess not, bro.
Okay. Their families and friends watched helplessly from the sidelines. Many of them voiced serious concern about how Brandon's isolation and the money he drained into building a home for Mary had left him with nothing but his phone and constant anxiety.
He built
Instead
her a
of building
home.
trust through distance, Mary and Brandon built a world where boundaries didn't matter and every sign of independence sparked a meltdown. Their story became a case study in what happens when two deeply insecure people blur the line between intimacy and total control.
Ah, that's pretty
Michael
fucking
and
nuts.
Angela
But,
destroying
hey,
Michael's
long as they're happy.
Michael and Angela's time on 90 Day Fiancé stands
Oh,
out for
Angela was
nonstop
a baddie,
tension.
bro.
Angela's presence
She did
was
not take
loud,
shit.
her words were sharper than most cast members, and things hardly ever simmered without some shouting. Michael, forever trying to keep things calm, usually found himself on the receiving end of outrage that could break through any screen.
More space? Then you shouldn't have got married. I need the space. You do nothing but eat, sleep, and...
One blowout that sticks in everyone's
Jeez.
memory is when Angela found out that Michael was still active on social
I mean,
media.
he was a
She was
hoe.
convinced he's not just talking to fans and there must be
Yeah,
another
man.
woman involved. Angela didn't wait long to erupt. Michael tried to explain, but Angela wasn't interested in listening. She was convinced he was cheating, and anything he said only made her storm louder.
You
My
blocked
mom
me on
sent
your
Barla for
Instagram.
the-
You're talking to women on your IG. I want you to take that Instagram down and keep it down.
I am not taking it down, and that is it.
Angela's reaction hit a physical peak when
She
she
was so
smashed Michael's
cunty.
car. Not a dent, not
Bro,
a scratch.
she was on this iceberg earlier. They were talking about her.
She tore it apart
Nah, that's
in a
literally
fit
you.
of rage, pieces flying, and wild energy powering her fury. It's hard to watch without feeling uncomfortable.
Damn.
Michael stood by looking like he'd rather disappear, while Angela showed no signs of regret, at least in the moment.
Who got my car? That's my car, bitch. Let that man leave him alone. Who came to my place without telling me? Are you mad? Can you just come to my place like that? Are you crazy?
There's jealousy at the core.
Damn.
Angela grilled Michael about every message and follower. Michael's social media was controlled like a prized possession. If he wanted to keep it, Angela demanded more than promises.
What up, Jada?
At one point, she even
I
told
loved
him
her.
to pay
Yeah.
her $5,000 if he wanted the account
I'm
active.
not spoiled.
Viewers
You're
watched
worse.
as private moments collapsed into full-on spectacle. Michael
How you
barely
been,
getting a
Jada?
word in before Angela's next tirade. People surrounding the couple have weighed in, some trying to defend Michael, others taken aback by Angela's energy. Even classmates and
All
tell-all
the
guests
time.
found themselves awkwardly silent, waiting
Like
for
when?
the argument to cool, and nothing seemed to help. Mohammed and Danielle.
Oh
Lack of
my
intimacy
God, I remember
and
this
hygiene
one.
issues. Mohammed and Danielle's storyline
Chat.
on 90 Day Fiancé
This one
still
was
ranks among the show's most uncomfortable for viewers and cast alike. From the first episode,
Yeah, we've been
neither seemed to
good.
trust each other, but the real cracks appeared once Mohammed arrived in Ohio and quickly picked up on Danielle's unstable finances. He learned she had hidden debt, evictions, even a criminal record.
Bro, everyone on this show who invites someone over has like no money, like their housing, they live with their mom, or they're about to get evicted. Like, what? Why would you bring someone from another country into your situation when your situation's already garbage? I threw a little tantrum for some heels. What kind of heels? That's Ohio.
And was forced to confront the idea that
average
he
Ohioan.
might have been misled before leaving Tunisia.
I came from Tunisia. I left everything there. I changed all my plans to come to the United States.
Mohammed's suspicions only multiplied when Danielle's money troubles continued to spiral, forcing him into the reality of living under someone else's roof, yet dealing with unpaid phone bills and basic utilities in limbo.
The bills are in his name. So if I pay last month and then pay this month's Will it be okay to be turned back on then?
In addition to the money driving a wedge between them, a complete lack of emotional reassurance and warmth dominated their marriage. Danielle repeatedly called Mohammed dozens of times a day, sometimes tracking his movements across the country after he left to start over in Miami. Viewers watched Danielle load up binders stuffed with
left to
evidence
start over in
against
Miami.
Mohammed, ready to confront him for
Evidence?
supposed betrayals with other women and his alleged schemes to remain in the U.S. For his part, Mohammed admitted he felt zero romantic pull and hadn't even kissed Danielle on their wedding day.
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss your bride.
I want to tell something about kissing that I'm not allowed to kiss in this time.
What made their storyline especially disturbing was
Damn.
the scene that eventually aired in a reunion special where Mohammed was challenged over why he wasn't physically close to Danielle. He responded coldly on national television, bluntly stating he refused to be with her because, as he put it, her hygiene was unacceptable. Rather than privately sorting through these issues, Mohammed laid out Danielle's insecurities for millions to see. While she tried to defend herself but ended up breaking down, crying incoherently on camera about his rejection. Danielle's humiliation was captured in real time, with Mohammed
Breast
barely
smell. I mean, I'm a
reacting
big
to
smell
anything.
person too. I hate smell.
Level 5. Molly and Luis.
Like, if
Luis
it's a bad smell,
inappropriately
I freak
comments
out.
about Molly's daughter. When a viral moment keeps being broadcast on repeat, you know that this couple, Molly and Luis, must be up to no good.
Luis looks like a
didn't hide the
perv.
fact that he wasn't interested in taking on any real responsibilities in Molly's household. From the moment he arrived, he made it clear the step-parent role wasn't on his agenda.
You need to this, you need to that. Like, I'm not here to take care of you in that way all the time.
Molly's oldest daughter, Olivia, sensed something uncomfortable with the couple. She never really warmed to Luis, and that mutual coldness sharpened every time Luis brushed off her concerns or treated her as an obstacle rather than someone to connect with. The most disturbing incident hit while Luis, Molly, and Olivia were around the pool table.
He's a good man for pass the night with you.
Not
Do you
gonna-
love him?
No. He's a good like boyfriend, but I don't.
Don't forget Maddie.
Luis, ignoring boundaries, turned the conversation to Olivia and her boyfriend. He asked Olivia extremely personal questions and used crude phrasing. As well as being uncomfortable for viewers, Molly herself was reportedly horrified by how unfiltered and intrusive Luis was willing to get.
Wait, what did he say?
These moments are all over.
I mean, that was weird, but what the fuck? Protein powder. Bro, that sounds so gross to me, but for $700, god damn.
Social
Blame
media and
him.
recaps. Not only did Luis ask about specifics, one viewer noted that he gave Olivia a thumbs up for having a no-strings arrangement. An incredibly jarring thing to say to a teen whose parent had just brought this man into their lives.
My relationship with Luis has been a little bit weird, and like I haven't really seen my mom much since it's summer. I've been just doing my own thing.
Instead of offering support or showing any tact, Luis kept
Such a
going,
shame.
commenting on the decorations in
scarred.
Olivia's room and openly criticizing Molly's home for not meeting his beliefs. The strain was relentless. Molly's younger daughter was sometimes caught in the crossfire as Luis vented about her too, compounding the feeling that he simply didn't want to be there unless it benefited him. Instead of backing off or
My
apologizing,
Sims
Luis
just
doubled
left the
down,
wedding.
denying wrongdoings and flipping blame back onto Molly or her children every chance he got. The drama ended in divorce after just 5 months.
Damn, bro.
Leda and Eric. Leda's shocking treatment of Eric's
Oh my
daughter.
god, Leda, bro. This bitch was crazy. But Eric was also... All these guys put on, like, they have more money and that they're gonna have a better life if they come to America. And they just set up the standards of these women so much, too, as well. And, like, obviously they should both be in it for love. Obviously, but they're not.
Relationship started
Recipe
when
to-
Eric Rosenbrook posted a hopeful ad looking for someone who wanted to come to America and share a life with him there. Eventually, Leda Margaretha responded.
Right now, I'm thinking about calling up the wedding because I don't feel like Eric is making me as priority. I just
It's
don't know what to
sad.
do.
Leda's arrival from Indonesia jolted the quiet Wisconsin home Eric shared with his daughter, Tasha. From the start, Leda made it clear that she didn't want Tasha around at all. Within days, she told Eric she wouldn't live under the same roof unless Tasha moved out, making no secret of her priorities.
That's
Eric,
crazy,
caught in the
though.
pressure cooker, waffled when it came to defending his daughter. What made the situation so gripping was how rapidly Leda escalated things. She instantly started to complain about dishes in the sink or unmade beds,
You're gonna have
and
all
even gave
this
her family a
months
tour of the
promises
house
and be
as if she was the
broke.
owner.
This is the kitchen area, so.
I mean, bro, if someone just came to my house, like it's not even clean. Their family's there. Like, it is kind of embarrassing.
Such a mess.
Oh.
Food's everywhere, but unorganized.
She verbally tore into Tasha, blaming her for everything wrong in the apartment and ignoring any attempts at reconciliation. The most disturbing moment came when she demanded Tasha leave the house. Eric watched the fight unfold, and instead of stepping in to support Tasha, he offered her a stay in budget motels and started discussing the logistics of her leaving.
That's crazy. That's insane to tell your daughter on live TV to get your ass out of the house. Yes, imagine your dad doing that to you. Like, that's actually so fucked up. Like, that's real trauma. Your own people, like some lady your dad met on the internet comes in. Insane.
Tasha didn't go quietly, but the outcome was set. Leda wanted her gone, and Eric simply let it happen, sparking outrage among fans for how little he did to protect his daughter. Things didn't improve off-screen either. The animosity stretched into real life, with Leda securing a 4-year restraining order against Tasha after their televised clash.
That's
Social
crazy.
media blew up with reactions, with many calling it the darkest
Close my
family split
dad,
the
be your
show
own
had
people.
aired to date. For those watching, it was the total absence of empathy and compromise that stuck. Leda seemed indifferent to the impact on Eric and Tasha's bond, pressing Eric to choose between them. Audiences were left to watch her, forcing him down a path that would sever his parental relationship for good. After the show faded into memory, things spiraled in ways that defy the limits of scripted drama, leading to charges that paint an extremely dark picture. Leda faced a cascade of criminal counts, revealing a pattern that stretches across multiple incidents and states. She embezzled nearly $15,000 from a business, and one serious accusation related to her causing lasting harm to a pet.
This bitch was crazy.
Lauren hid his status. Having a prim and proper partner
He
is
hid
something
it?
that many fantasize about, but what if you had that partner, but it came with a secret? That's the relationship of Lauren Allen and Faith from season 7 of 90 Day Fiance.
What? Bro,
the beginning,
is that not a crime? Is he not, like, airing that he's a crime? That, I mean, not he is a crime, that he's doing a crime
a relationship,
on TV?
a unique one. Lauren Allen claimed to be attracted to femininity, and Faith is transgender.
I identify as gynos. It means that I find femininity attractive, not necessarily gender.
They found love for each other in their complexity, but
that
it
seems
comes with a
okay.
cover-up.
He's a
Lauren
crime.
hid his own diagnosis, apparently thinking it would be fine as long as he could avoid physical contact for a while. When Faith asked why they couldn't even kiss, Lauren awkwardly blurted out that he had...
We can't kiss.
Gonorrhea. Bro, what? The crime. Is that curable? I fuck with that. Is that curable, chat?
Why can't you kiss?
Well,
So fast.
it's a sexually transmitted disease.
From there, Faith had to process not just the emotional
I'd be gonorrhea if I like kissing.
fallout, but the real alarming possibility her health was at risk. And she only learned about it because Lauren finally admitted the truth after weeks of secrecy. Faith sat with her sisters Abigail and Bea, quietly dropping devastating news. Lauren had not only cheated, but he'd also hidden a serious diagnosis from her.
Damn,
Faith
bro.
explained Lauren had slept with his so-called friend during a Halloween party, picking up their infection and only revealing it
Good
after
night,
traveling
Sammy.
to
Love you.
see
Thank you
Faith.
for the love.
The gravity of
Same
this
thing or
discourse
no?
went miles beyond the usual reality TV drama, introducing
What do you
real-life
mean?
risks and highlighting how little Faith could trust the man she thought might become her husband. Lauren reasoned that it didn't count as cheating because their relationship was online, but Faith had
That's
always
crazy.
assumed exclusivity. That's not a small miscommunication. Her reaction was raw, crying in front of the cameras and
Aw.
telling her sisters she regretted ever dating Lauren. She felt betrayed
Poor
and
girl.
genuinely unsafe. She trusted someone
Yes.
who kept vital information from her. Level 6.
Is
Colt and
SPD
Larissa.
the same?
Larissa
SPD?
arrested
What is
multiple
that?
times for domestic violence. Larissa Lima
Oh my
from Brazil
God.
wanted more financial
She's
freedom and a bigger
crazy.
slice of the American dream. So when she met Colt Johnson
This
on
was
an
a
international
crazy
dating app,
one.
things turned from a dream to reality. Or so she thought. Colt and Larissa's story on 90 Day Fiance erupted into pure chaos almost
She was
instantly,
crazy.
thanks to nonstop friction between them and Colt's live-in mother, Debbie.
Guy has.
From the moment
My
Larissa
bad.
arrived in Las Vegas, clashes of
You're
expectations
crazy.
were relentless. Colt, on the other hand, seemed happy to let his mother control almost every aspect of their lives, from daily routines to major decisions. Debbie always found a way to be present, right in the middle of arguments about money, jealousy, and boundaries.
Debbie
Even
was so
simple
annoying,
things like car
too.
rides or dinner could ignite shouting matches with Debbie as an ever-present referee.
Creep
or
me
even an
out. Nah,
agitator.
he was an annoying
Jealousy
fuck.
simmered constantly. Larissa felt Debbie was too involved in Colt's life. During one of their fights, Larissa even flushed her wedding ring down the toilet.
Debbie, what happened was, I was not happy. Then I thought I will throw away on the trash. You threw the ring on the toilet.
The most infamous
That's
explosion happened in
crazy.
January
Oh, brother, this guy.
2019, when a
Yeah, these
confrontation
were
escalated
rough.
so fast that both Colt and Larissa ended up with visible injuries to their faces. Larissa was arrested for the third time after allegedly
my
punching Colt in the
God.
face. Photos posted online
Bruh, she was real. She's about that shit.
showed bruises and bleeding lips, with both of them sharing their wounds publicly. The incident took things out of the realm of TV drama and into real-world police records. Colt's willingness to involve law enforcement always made things feel even more disturbing. Police reports note that he called 911 multiple times, claiming Larissa was dangerous. He insisted to
That's
officers that he was
crazy.
looking out for her safety, a story later contradicted by details that emerged from legal filings and from Larissa herself. She explained during interviews that each time the police were called, her immigration status teetered on the brink, amplifying the stakes of every fight. Colt sometimes claimed
That's
he was merely
crazy.
a victim, but several fans suspected he enjoyed provoking Larissa, using Debbie as backup and calling the cops as a way to assert control. The story ended with Larissa's temporary separation from Colt and Debbie, and later with Colt filing for divorce after just 7 months of marriage.
Bruh, he's such a
Paul and
creepy
Kareem.
Vegas
Paul's-
type guy. Like, some creepy Vegas dude you see creeping around.
Complicated criminal history. Paul and Kareen's saga on 90 Day Fiance
Paul-
remains one of the most memorable for
He's
its constant
creepy.
disruption, shocking twists, and revelations that forced viewers to question how the relationship endured so long. From the moment Paul revealed his criminal past on season 1 of 90 Day Fiance, everything about their relationship
What
became
was
a
the
public
crime,
spectacle
though?
of disbelief. He confessed to Kareen about spending 18 months locked up for arson after burning down his own house.
I mean, that's
If
not
that
so
weren't enough,
bad.
he
Yeah,
faced
it's like
even more
an
scrutiny
evil
after a
mushroom.
protective order was filed against him by an ex-girlfriend, adding serious weight to rumors about a history of stalking and persistent harassment.
I was accused of burning my own house, burning my own personal property. And then a few years ago, I was in a very terrible relationship. She took out a emergency protective order on me.
These elements weren't left in the shadows.
That's
They became
crazy.
major plot points in the couple's arc, driving home the ongoing mistrust constantly bubbling beneath the surface. Paul's
He looks like
transparency,
a
if
little
it can even be called that,
creep
was always
anyways.
wrapped in drama.
Arson,
He'd
vamp
drop
down.
bombshells, then flee, at one point running into the woods in Brazil after confessing his criminal background. One
What
of
the
the most bizarre things that
fuck?
Paul did was wear a condom, a sheet protection bag as he called it, to swim in Brazilian waters. He said it was for protection.
I'm gonna put this on first. And I had this little, I guess like a sheath protection bag. I put a condom on, have that to hold that on.
On another occasion,
What the
following an
fuck?
ugly split,
With a
Paul
magnifying
turned
glass,
heads
man. He's a creepy dude. What the fuck?
online with a new girlfriend who was just 18, generating waves of criticism and speculation. Pictures surfaced of Paul grabbing the new partner's stomach, fueling rumors of a possible pregnancy. This brief romance, which many considered disturbing due to the age gap, didn't last long. The uncomfortable chaos hardly stopped there. After each blow-up, Paul would often end up back in Kareen's orbit with arguments frequently escalating over trust issues. Paul regularly accused Kareen of cheating, going so far as to insist on pregnancy and disease testing to prove her loyalty.
I have a lot of concerns with all things I've seen online. Would you mind taking another pregnancy test? It's definitely a little bit extreme for me asking my fiance taking a pregnancy test, but it'll definitely put my mind at ease.
This pattern helped cement
God
their reputation
damn.
as one of the franchise's most chaotic pairs, always a moment away from complete disaster. TLC later chose to cut their ties with the couple.
Smart.
Level 7.
Oh, there's one more chat.
Jeffrey and Varia. Jeffrey was sentenced to 18 years in prison.
Oh
for
my
kidnapping
god.
and
Oh
assault.
lord.
Jeffrey Paschal and Varia Molina's story on 90
I haven't
Day
seen this
Fiance
one.
was already turbulent before viewers learned the full extent of Jeffrey's legal issues. On TV, drama revolved around cultural clashes and emotional risks, with Varia flying from Russia unannounced
Kidnapping.
to surprise Jeffrey after she'd said no to his proposal. When she got to Tennessee, she discovered another woman in his home. What wasn't shown was the darkness lying underneath. Jeffrey's
Damn.
criminal history and an incident that shook viewers far beyond reality TV's usual territory. While the show focused on their attempts
That's
to overcome
insane.
long distance and trust barriers, Jeffrey's trial for kidnapping and a violent incident involving his ex-fiancée unfolded elsewhere.
I'm not proud of my past. I was eventually caught. I was sentenced to 30 months in prison. But it is my past, and I have to accept it. I just hope that she will.
According to court reports,
Oh my
Jeffrey grabbed his
God,
ex by the neck and
kidnapping.
repeatedly slammed her head into a wall before preventing her from leaving, even
He's
taking
gay.
her phone so she couldn't call for
Holy
help.
fuck.
She managed to escape only after Jeffrey fell
the
asleep,
effect.
fleeing to a neighbor's house. Medical records confirmed she suffered a concussion along with multiple bruises and abrasions. Jeffrey argued in court that her injuries were self-inflicted, but the jury rejected this claim. In 2022, he was given an 18-year prison sentence without parole for these acts.
Jeffrey Ian Paschal, the jury having found you guilty in count 1 of aggravated kidnapping.
Oh my
Class B
God.
felony. For the reasons stated, the court finds that the appropriate sentence in this case is 18 years to serve.
Viewers who had watched
Holy
Jeffrey and Varia's story
fuck.
unfold on TLC started to see their relationship in a new, unsettling light. TLC had faced public petitions demanding Jeffrey's
middle
removal
part.
during the season, highlighting widespread discomfort with his presence even before sentencing. His criminal history had come up on the show, but the production never dived into the details on air. Later, more information became
That's
public,
nuts.
revealing that viewers had been unknowingly watching a love story tainted by real-life violence. On the other hand, Varia remained publicly loyal, visiting Jeffrey in prison and sharing emotional updates about
No
their bond.
way.
I love Jeffrey. He changed my
A ride or die.
life. Of course, it's possible that I could get a broken heart, but
Yeah,
I
he
should
might
be
cheat on you with another dude in
positive,
prison.
stay positive.
The dramatic impact on Varia and the events between Jeffrey and his ex made it difficult to distinguish between real danger and TV tension. Fans were left wondering if love, even as it was portrayed on television, could withstand such a horrific
No
revelation.
way.
Many were compelled by the fallout to reevaluate the
Love with the
boundaries between
criminal.
entertainment
No, for real,
and
bro.
reality. And if you want to see more videos like this one, check out our most disturbing
Alright, chat.